What up YouTube, this is GeoStealth1 and here we go. We're going to go with the installation of the Traxxas X-Maxx Power Up 8S upgrade system. This is going to take a little bit of time. I know I have to disassemble the whole rear and I do have to do a little bit of assembling on the front. I got to install the fan for the motor, and also I have to somehow finagle that ESC into that compartment over there. And also I have to program this to my controller, so it'll definitely be a cool adventure to come across and see what initially transpires in going and upgrading this RC. So let's begin. Alrighty, so I started disassembling a lot of stuff as of right now, just getting into the drivetrain and everything like that. I ended up installing the ESC right there, which it's an excellent fit. Primarily what Traxxas wants you to do is on the top chassis plate, they want you to cut it, which I'll show you right now, which is this part right here. They want you to cut this piece out for your ESC to slide in there nicely. You got to hit it at an angle. But once that gets installed, it'll be over there. But I have to take this whole piece apart. What I'm looking at right now is, am I going to change the diff gears? I'm really debating it because I ended up investing a lot of money into having the diff gears, the spiral diff gears installed. So we'll see what I do. I'm gonna start taking this whole thing apart right now. As you can see, I'm looking at a whole everything internally right now. It seems like this is easy to take this apart, but it really isn't. So hopefully this will be done sooner than later. All right. Alrighty, so now I finally made it to the bottom part of my rear assembly line. So at this point, I ended up taking out a few things as of right now, and I'm ready to start replacing stuff. But I do have to remove this plate, this assembly mount, and swap it out for this one. Now, I'm not going to give you a size comparison between the two, but it looks like it's a little bit more bored out on this one than the other one. It does take a lot of time to get to the rear assembly. Traxxas, initially their claim to fame was to get to this part, you know, it would be simple. It definitely isn't. So there are a lot of screws. As you can see, I'm lining up all my screws here to exactly where they need to be. So I still have this screw to go, and then I have to take apart a few screws over here, and then I have to take off the linkage, the screws to the top arms. And then I think I'm able to swap out without the diff totally falling out of its place. And also I am going to be changing the drive shafts as well as the carriers. Well, I think they gave you for the wheel mounts different type of bearings. I'm not too sure. Hopefully I haven't even checked the bag, but we'll see. I think I'm going to opt out of changing out the diff gears. I mean, technically speaking, I can do that, and it's a few screws, but I invested a lot of money in those spiral gears, and hopefully they do hold up, because their technician told me it would. So we'll see what happens at this point on. So let's continue. Like I said before, I ended up opting to keep the gears, spiral gears, that I initially purchased. I spoke to the technician from Traxxas. He told me that, you know, definitely keep them on. It's definitely something to have in the X-Maxx, so we'll see. As you can see, a few things have been installed right now. I'm working pretty vigorously to get things, get this up and running. So let's just keep going. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up as I'm still constructing the X-Maxx. As you can see, these are the cups for the dog bones, and that is the old cup, and this is the new drive shaft, so it can't fit in there. It just doesn't want to go in, you know. But if I take the new one, which is right here, it fits in perfectly. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up of you know, just the differences. As you can see, they beefed it up a lot more. So let me continue. Alrighty, so since I'm pretty much destroying my room, I just wanted to give you a quick notes of what's initially been transpiring with this. So I already did the rear. Looks the same, but internally it's a lot stronger. I ended up losing one of these pins. When I popped it out, it flew somewhere. So I'm stuck on that right now. But I'm gonna still keep on building. And then once I'm done, I'll just look for that pin. I don't know if my Traxxas X-Maxx box has that part, but I'm gonna look for that. Also, I got to install these screws. I think these are the screws that come in the bag, but I don't know. my whole tech area is like a wreck at this point. But yeah, now I'm gonna be working on the front. Like I said, I'm gonna keep on with the spiral gears, diff gears. So that's gonna stay there. And then now I'm gonna just change up the drive shafts. Then hopefully I could have something going. So let's continue. Alrighty, so now I'm finally done with the power-up update for the Traxxas X-Maxx. And let me tell you, it took a long time, but just let me show you a few things that were done. As you can see, you know, the integrity of the chassis has not changed, even though they did give you a brand new rear assembly. So it looks exactly the same. So once the new updated Traxxas comes out, Traxxas X-Maxx comes out, it won't look any different than the older X-Maxx. That being said, as you guys can see, the ESC and the fan look very, very nicely on there. I do have a dusty motor shroud, so I ended up checking out the height of that, so I'm not going to have any issues. As you guys well may know, I did change out the drive shaft in the front as well, which was definitely a cool upgrade with that, made it a lot more stronger. But there was the installation. Just took me a little bit of time to do it. It's not a 1, 2, 3 thing. So hopefully this video was informative to you. Definitely hit me a like button. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment below. I'll be able to answer it pretty quick. Check me out on Instagram at GeoStealthR1. Check me out on Twitter at GeoStealthR1. And Google Plus, GeoStealthR1. Any questions? And I have a lot of pictures out there that are able to help you on your RC. So, rate, comment, subscribe. Until my fellas up in YouTube. Later.